Self-discipline is the center of all material success. You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind.
The reason that people get confused about your motivation and your workload is that they don't realize that the thing you do for work is the thing that you do for fun. That's the fundamental misunderstanding that people have. And because of that, you're prepared to work hard. And working hard doesn't feel like wasted time. Lots of people associate working hard with not making progress. Therefore, working feels like wasting.
When you make a person feel like a winner, you feel happy. When you discipline yourself to complete a task, you give yourself a buzz.
You gain a mental toughness, confidence of who you are, that you can take that lesson learned in the gym and transcribe that into all theaters of life, whether that's your social life, your marriage life, corporate America, building up from mailroom to CEO. Valuable lessons that are the bedrock of someone's character that are developed in the gym.
Now it's up to you to cultivate it. Yes? And that one gives insight, because now the mind is free to discover many, many things that go on inside of there.
You have to stay the course no matter what. And it takes a high level of emotional maturity because your emotions dictate your motion, like what you're going to do. And so if you have emotional maturity, you're more likely to lean into discipline when things are suboptimal. If you lack emotional maturity, then how you feel determines what you do next, which is very damaging to outcome-driven humans.
And many of you are not where you're supposed to be, not because you're not gifted. You have absolutely no discipline.
Yeah. I don't care how good you are in anything. You don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline, because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
But the discipline will not allow that. The discipline calls for strength and fortitude and will. It won't accept weakness. It won't tolerate another breakdown. The discipline can seem like it's your worst enemy, but the reality is, discipline is your best friend. It will take care of you like nothing else can.
The emotionally immature man seeks out motivation to do something hard one time. The emotionally mature man uses discipline to do something hard 1,000 times. Why is emotional maturity related to motivation and discipline?
Because the more discipline you have in your life, the more freedom you will end up with.
Life is a box of surprises, and it's hard, you know. It's not easy, you know, to be in this level and still push and still motivate.
I'm not going to get the same, I'm not going to get the same way you're going to get there. You may get there by going point A to point B. I might go point C to D to E to F, but I'm going to be there the same way you are, just a little harder. That's how I train my brain. So it's just different. I'm just a different thinker.
This is the reason why waking up and thinking too much about what to do today.
Focus on your priorities.
Yeah.
You understand? Don't focus so many things. And this is what I learned by the time. And I'm going well with my life. To be honest, I enjoy so much more that before, that you start to see the life in a different way.
If you lack the discipline to work hard, save your money, you will end up a slave to finances. If you lack the discipline to manage your time correctly, you will end up with no free time.
What are you willing to sacrifice, and what are you willing to give up to find every bit of who you are as a human being? And I was willing to give up everything to do that. So studying is no joke.
The reputation I have with myself is the highest thing that I could have with anybody. The relationship with myself is the highest thing I can have with anybody, and I want to have a great reputation with myself. And if I have a great reputation with myself, then everybody else, my reputation will precede me. Like Craig will never have to wonder about B's character.
Remember what that feels like, and then remember that those minutes and those hours, they turn into weeks and months and years, and holding the line in those critical minutes will put you in an infinitely better place physically and mentally if you maintain the discipline.
you need to bring out that discipline. It is that discipline that is fueling up this drive. Because we know that it's not easy. But no pain, no gain.
Everything is hard before it's easy. And everything at the beginning is difficult, but later it becomes easy and automatic. You have to force yourself to discipline yourself at the beginning, but after that, it becomes easier, and you actually feel happy.
Discipline means taking the hard road, the uphill road, to do what's right for yourself and for other people.
Through discipline, through self-discipline, through repetition, through tons of repetition of the same thing that you don't want to do. And that's the key thing. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop mental, like an armor for your mind. You start to armor your mind, because your mind's like, okay, we suffer every day. It's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day. So then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it.
Fuck your motivation. You need discipline. Because motivation's not there every day. I'm missing motivation most days.
Wow,
Some
really?
days, yeah, sometimes I got motivation. Some days I'm like, fuck yeah, today I felt good. I can't wait to get to the gym. But a lot of days, like, gotta get to the gym. And then once I get going, then I feel great.
Yeah.
And I feel great when it's over. But it's that beginning part that's hard because your body wants to stay comfortable. Your body will trick you.
Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. And that's just real. At the center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline.
Effort, dedication, work hard, because the talent is not enough anymore. And if you're not dedicated 100%, you're not gonna reach the level that you want.
2020 was the perfect example of that. A lot of people lost jobs, lost businesses, lost family members. A lot of folks spent a lot of time in the hospital on ventilators. That should have caused a lot of demons in your brain. Folks see how much I work out, and they think I'm running from demons. It's not demons, it's discipline.
In this world, we need to be free, walk free, live our honest life, and that's the way to go.
Discipline comes from within. It's an internal force.
People in life, they are the ultimate puppet masters. They exploit your weakness, and they love to walk you around life and own space in your head. One of the biggest ways to cut those strings and walk on your own 2 fucking feet to your own destination in life is to build self-respect, self-esteem, self-discipline, all those things. Stay hard is not just about going to the fucking gym. Stay hard is about going that extra step and you fucking can't. That's what builds self-esteem and self-respect. Stay hard.
I use it. It's like in the beginning, I fall in love since I start to use it. So I feel good with that.
Now, self-discipline comes from the self. It comes from you. It comes from when you make a decision to be disciplined. When you make a decision to be better. When you make a decision to do more and to be more.
If you start today, you're gonna have benefits in the future. Doesn't matter the time. What is important is what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
What you want.
The problem is that you cannot adhere. Let us fix that problem. Let us fix your discipline. And when we fix your discipline, and it's going to have to fix by grit and force and fortitude, you are going to have to grind it out. You are going to have to push through it, and you are going to have to force yourself into this place of momentum. But if we can fix this, it will fix fucking everything in your life.
We can't work out without purpose. We need to get into our dress for the wedding. Summertime's coming, so we want to look all good. Our high school reunion's coming up, so we gotta lose weight. The biggest purpose in life isn't all that shit. It's how you respect yourself, how you look at yourself. That's an everyday fucking journey. So every day you should be getting after it.
Discipline your thoughts. Stop thinking too much. Don't go into the past. Don't go into the future. Be in the present. Why? Because only then it's possible that the mind is free, the capacity is free, And now you can completely immerse into whatever you are doing. And this means you have arrived.
I tried everything looking for the solution, not realizing that the solution was the way that my mental was framed. Like, bro, this is not a physical thing. This is a mental thing.
When you are sick, you only focus the cure of this problem.
Your mind has to always be clear. That's why I meditate 2 hours every single night, because I refresh, I reorganize the garage, which is my mind, every night. So then discipline's in there, organization, everything is in this right spot. So when I wake up, I'm ready to go.
You go and I drive 1.5 hours to bring them to training. And I said to them, you do 200% in training. Because me bringing you to training, I do it for you, not for me. I could do something else, but you give 200% or else I'm not doing this. But in the end, you're doing it for yourself.
The most important thing is the consistency. If you have consistency, you're gonna be good in the future, or you're gonna be better than other ones in the future. This is my opinion.
If you get up and you just have no discipline whatsoever, you get no value of anything. Your diets don't work when you don't do them. Exercise doesn't work when you don't do them. But most of the people have some experiences that they want to shift. And once you shift those things, your whole life changes. But life is constant growth.
But the fact of the matter is that the reason discipline is hard to maintain is because it is hard to maintain. That's what makes discipline hard. It's hard.
Lasting takes discipline, because this whole game is one big long shot. And if you don't have the discipline to stay away from the flyers or from the gambles or whatever else you want to call a stupid move, then my friend, I'm afraid to say one day you will go down. It's inevitable.
If you treat good your body, you can maintain so many years. And this is the big challenge for me. And it's great. I feel proud for that. To have this age and still compete in a highest level, for me, it's great and give me motivation to carry on.
Self-discipline comes when you decide that you're gonna make a mark on the world. And if you think that you're not disciplined or you can't be disciplined, it's because you haven't yet decided to be disciplined. It's because you haven't created that discipline.
Undisciplined people are more tired at the end of a day than disciplined people.
You don't have to feel good about it. You just have to keep going. The feeling will pass, but you will remain. You are greater than your feelings. Going to bed late and waking up early to work for a few days won't kill you. You're not going to burn out. You're doing what it takes. If you're one of those people that push work-life balance, just remember, the people who like working a lot don't care. I've never regretted trying harder at anything ever. Hard times last long, but an epic story feels like a lifetime.
Discipline says, oh, you don't feel good. Well, do it anyway. Discipline says, it's raining outside and it's cold, and it's windy. Do it anyway.
Envision what you will feel like later when you let the discipline slack. You know the feeling weak and defeated, and you know that you're falling behind.
The barbaric life that I live, that you have to live, the almost obsession that you must have to be great, you can't put that shit in a fucking book, bro. You can't put it in a book. You can't. You can't write about it.
It has to be experienced.
It has to be experienced.
Every training they do is not for the surrounding. You do the training for yourself. You do it to become better and make a better version of yourself and test yourself.
When you go to the cage, you have so many emotional come same time on your head. And you have to live this. Every emotional, they have separate places. But if everything come on your mind, and this can make you weak, this can make you break, this can make you strong.
If you have the discipline to save your money and work hard and invest your money properly, if you have the discipline to manage your time correctly and not waste a bunch of time, if you have the discipline to exercise and eat healthy, you will end up with freedom.
I ran up against an obstacle that I didn't think I was gonna run up, and it was the water. I fucking hated the water. But I tried hard to get over that. And I would go to the pool and I would try,
but my mind wasn't strong enough. David Goggins, even with all the discipline, I didn't have that next fucking level.
If you start saying that my identity is that I'm going to be a disciplined human, I'm going to be a disciplined woman, I'm going to be a disciplined man. Once you take on that identity, now you have to do the things that discipline requires. And discipline doesn't care if you're tired. You're tired? Do it anyway.
Train, sleep, eat, repeat. Yeah, it's have to become your lifestyle, and everything here in mental, you know, everything about mental. You know, it's like people ask me like, when you become champion, what you feel like, and I said, no, in my mind, I was always champion.
He's constantly thinking, he's constantly disciplined, never going off the path. Whatever is injured on him, he figures a way. It's a conqueror's mindset.
And to work on that one task until it's complete. And to discipline yourself not to do anything else or to become distracted by emails and bells and bips and noises and things like that. It's just your ability to focus like a laser beam on a single task.
I give you the map. You are willing to do that?
Yeah.
It's the main point, because everyone wants to be Cristiano, but I give you the map. You think you will do it that? It's difficult. It's
the discipline.
The discipline is the most difficult thing, not only in sports, but in life.
I can outwork a motherfucker. I can outwork everybody. That's what it takes. I can't dunk. But over here, everything that I want is over here in this fucking pile of shit. Hard work, dedication, sacrifice. I can do that. I can do that all fucking day long. I can get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can outwork you. That's where I found greatness over there.
He really was that guy. He was the guy that fought for the people that didn't have anyone to fight for them. He was just that guy. He wanted to be that person. He wanted to be a person that people looked up to, and he was the boss and stuff. He just wanted to be a person. And when I read his book and I found out about him, he was successful his whole life. He was always the guy in the neighborhood that people came through to settle beefs and talk things over with and loan people stuff and help people out. And he liked being in that position of being able to teach people something, what he believed was teaching them something.
And you're going to start to get a little bit stronger. You're going to start to get a little bit healthier. You're going to start to get more focused. You're going to start to become more resilient. And you're going to start to be able to do a pull-up. And you're going to start to eat healthy all the time. And you're going to start to understand the world better. And you're going to start to progress in every aspect of your life.
If you not do it that work, you miss one. The next day, it's 2 sessions that you lost. And I know in the end of the day, in the hand, they're going to make a huge difference. This is why I'm 34 and I look 28.
Once your brain is crowded, discipline is great. Motivation is great. But if you can't fit shit in your brain because it's all fucking cluttered with shit, there's no discipline. You may have it sometimes when it fits in that crowded garage of your mind, but you don't have the consistency that you need to have with that discipline.
If you want freedom in your life, you have to have discipline.
You start in the micro. You start small in life, and that's what builds the real discipline. So this may sound crazy, but I have eliminated and written down the things that take my self-discipline away. I have scheduled the things that make me look like I have self-discipline. I still do little things that create momentum, because momentum, as I've said before, is a magnifier. Momentum can make an average, ordinary person like me produce superhuman results.
The rule number 1 is to get vitamin N.
Vitamin N?
Yes. That's the rule number 1. You need to inject yourself with vitamin N.
Diamonds make it under big pressure. If you can handle this pressure, you're gonna become diamond. But if you lose, you're gonna be loser. Just be careful. You have to understand. You have to understand what you want. When time comes, you have to shine.
A lot of people whose brain, hey, where's my demos? Let me look. They're fucking throwing shit. They're looking through totes. They're all fucked up. So where am I gonna put discipline in that mind if I can't find other shit?
So make the decision, make the commitment, discipline, the root quality that will improve every aspect of your life. And it'll make you better and stronger and smarter and faster and healthier. And most importantly, it'll make you free.
Nobody else at the moment has the power to change you unless you have that initial spark and say, I must do something. I don't want this anymore. In order for something new to come, something old must go. And that old can sometimes mean let go of what you know until now. Empty the cup and start from the beginning. It's not easy to do, but at the moment it's the only way that I see how something that is blocked can be brought back to movement.
That's my inner bitch. Whenever I'm in a setback or defeated, he pops up in my mind. Every morning I wake up and get a nice green smoothie. Get after it. I smell in the kitchen, bacon and eggs cooking. That big boy in my mind, he's always waiting with a knife and fork in one hand. Waiting to call me back to the dark side. Not today, motherfucker. I know how you sound. There'll always be complications and setbacks before the finish line. We must be ready for them.
It takes time, it takes effort, it takes work, it takes overcoming your fear, it takes being brave, it takes being courageous. And at the end of the day, I've had an ulcer before as a kid, I've stressed, I've gone broke, I've been ridiculed, I felt bad about myself, I felt insecure. And at the end of the day, I would do it 1,000,000 times over.
It's about being the best. It's about doing something other people can't do or haven't done or don't have the balls to do. It's a different game. See, people who think it's about money and success and cars and houses, they get it confused. Because that shit's cool. I like that shit. That's part of my life. But that's not why I do this. It has nothing to do with it, actually. I don't really give a fuck. In fact, I drive home to probably one of the coolest houses in the whole country, maybe even the whole world, with one of the coolest car collections in the world for sure, and one of the coolest headquarters of one of the coolest companies that exists on the planet every single day. That's my life. Highly dissatisfied with it. Not because I want more, but because I recognize that I'm not even close to the best. I'm not close, like, dude, yeah, I've provided income, created jobs, I've done all this shit, but like, bro, there's so many people that are so much better than me and have done so much more than me, and that's the game I've chosen to play.
They passed everybody. Why? Because they finished. So some of you are not getting that second opportunity because you are not finishing, and I need you to do me a favor. I need you to finish. Look, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would finish. I don't care how difficult it is. I need you to finish. I don't care how you feel. I need you to finish. I don't care if you feel defeated. Finish it anyway. I don't care if you think you can't pass. Finish it anyway. I don't care if you think you can't win. Finish anyway. Do me a favor. Start it. Make up in your mind that you're going to finish it. And if you could get to a point in your life where you finish everything you start, you are going to be miles ahead of everybody else. So finish, 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 because you are a finisher and you have the ability to get it done. So it's your boy E.T. saying, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Success is not for the weak and the uncommitted. This is physical. Sometimes it's going to hurt. Sometimes it's going to be painful. Sometimes, listen to me, sometimes you're not going to be able to walk. Are you hearing me? Sometimes when I'm running on that treadmill, I don't feel as good as I normally feel. My leg hurts. Sometimes I'm sick, but this is a physical sport. And if you want it, you got to go get it. You got to play hard for it. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? It's not for the weak and the uncommitted. So you got it. My son, he'll say to me all the time, Dad, you being hard on me, Dad. Dad, I did 8 things. Son, it ain't about, listen to me, it ain't about doing 8 things, son. It's about doing 10, son. It ain't about doing 7 good, son. It's about doing 10. It's hard. It's difficult. Why? Because the process is weeding out the weak. The game itself is hard, but I know you got what it takes not to quit, not to give up, not to give in.
Why is it that you're working out so hard, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face? The others are working out just as hard as you do, and they look sour in the face. And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for a goal. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title. So every rep that I do gets me closer to accomplishing that goal, to make this goal, this vision turn into reality.
You only feel you got there if you stop there.
If you keep going to the next level, you suck at the next level. You're not doing anything at the next level. They think they've reached it. They have no idea because there's fear. And every time you and I, believe me, I know this from experience, every time people that tell you, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, you're so this, you're so great, wow, Patrick, wow, Johnny, wow, Steve, wow, Bobby, boom, you believe it, but you're not there yet.
As far as discouragement goes from not having gotten on the path earlier, do I feel that way? Would I feel that way? Negative. Don't know. Okay, you were a little late getting in the game. But 26 years old, is that what we're talking about? 26? Yeah, at 26 years old, you're youngin'. You're youngin'. I'll tell you what, even if you were 40 or 50 or 60 or 70, doesn't matter. You're in the game now, and that's what counts. And all those quote unquote wasted years, they weren't wasted, right? They're not wasted because you learned.
And the built belief is one where you are constantly, like for me, I came from a bad place. How I build belief is through the daunting tasks I put myself through. That's proof positive that I can. It correlates. And that's how this piece of shit kid I once thought I was built belief by saying, I was in 3 hell weeks. Whenever you think you can't, the confidence comes from the thing that you built. You must build belief. You must build confidence. It can't be like, hey, I'm gonna knock that shit out. You gotta look over here and say, I can knock that shit out. It's belief, and it's built on what you put in.
This guy right here would have been successful had he never given up. And I'm telling you, some things in life is not about what you think it is. It's just about making up your mind that you are not going to give up. You're not going to quit. And so your boy went from being homeless to where I am now. And I failed classes, guys. Just because you fail don't make you a failure. And just because you lost don't make you a loser. And what I did that most people are not willing to do is I just never gave up. And I just never quit. I can, I will, I must. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that. But it's real simple. E.T., what do you mean? You can get through anything. Listen to me. You can make it through anything if you just say these words. So cut this thing off. I just want you to play your favorite song. I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to tell yourself, I am a survivor.
And I want to know that our company is not just known for being a great culture, including everyone, or being great community examples, or being great people. I want our company to be known as the people who get the best results. And that's what we're going to do. And the coolest thing is we're going to do it together. Our job is to help people change their lives. And it all starts with the physical. I'm talking about your brother. I'm talking about your mom. I'm talking about my mom. I'm talking about anybody that we can grab onto and say, hey, look, we're going to do this and we're going to do it together.
It don't matter how fucked up that shit might look. It don't matter how much it feel like it ain't gonna work. Complete delusion. You gotta believe the delusion. It's only delusional until it works. So is it really delusional? Once the world see it, there's nothing delusional about it. Now, your delusion becomes, oh, he was a fucking genius.
The problem is you, and you don't want to fix it. You don't want it. And that's the harsh reality. I can't give you shit. You have no fucking idea how great you really are. You are using such minimal of what you have. There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem.
When it's over, when they're tired, when they're frustrated, when they're ready to give up, when they spent their last dime, that's when they get started. Are you hearing me? It's when you have nothing left. It's when you depleted all your money, when all your energy gone, when you have nothing left. That's when it's showtime. When you find breath that you don't have, when you find energy that did not exist, when you want this thing as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you find a way.
The journey of 1,000 miles, it begins just with one step. Just start. There's so many people that have intentions, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Take the steps. Take the steps toward God. When you move toward God, He begins to move towards you. You need to get closer to God. You bust a move first. It's a game of checkers. You've got first move, and while you're sitting there praying, saying, move Jesus, come on, move Jesus. He's sitting there and says, you move, it's your turn.
When life is over, it will be the people that we lived and laughed and loved with that we remember more than anything else. So don't be afraid to ask for help from others. It's a mark of strength and courage and character. And don't be reluctant to give of yourself to others generously. It's the mark of caring and personal greatness. The reason the Sahara story was so relevant for me was that because after the Sahara, I never felt that there was anything I couldn't do. I felt programmed for success for life, although it took me many years to understand it. And the reason why this story may be of interest to you is because I believe that everyone has a Sahara to cross.
What is life? What the fuck is your life? Are you happy with it? And if so, is just the intake and outtake of breath that makes you put a smile on your face? What have you done with your life to make it something else besides the normality of everybody else? There's no footprint of your existence left for anyone else to follow. Life is time. And a life that's remembered, where a footprint is followed behind in footsteps of inspiration and motivation, is when time is met with opportunity and action. They collide to be a life of remembrance.
Will you be ready when that opportunity comes? So you're running out of time. You don't know how much time you have. You keep telling yourself you got time and watch what happens. Now, you got to get what I'm telling you. Being average is dangerous. Being average is hazardous. Do you know you average because your father was average or your grandfather was average? I told you I dropped out of school because my father dropped out, because my grandfather dropped out. Average. There's some folks right now, because you average, your life is messed up. Your wife life is messed up. Your kids' life is messed up. Are you hearing me? Because you average.
If you read your list with the expectation that God is going to do some great things for you, at the end of 1 year, you will be absolutely stunned at how much stuff comes off that list. I promise you, at least 30 things will be off that list. At minimum, 10% of your list will come true. But you know how I really know? Because I did it.
You make those little changes, those little habits that you have to change them, those bad habits, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. The little things, the little changes, they add up and they become big things. Change the little things, and over time, you can change your life. If you don't change what you're doing and how you do it, nothing else will change.
If your job is to try to be the best basketball player you can be, right? To do that, you have to practice, you have to train, right? You want to train as much as you can, as often as you can. If you get up at 10 in the morning, train at 12, train for 2 hours, 12 to 2, you have to let your body recover. So you eat, recover, whatever. You get back out, you train, start training again at 6. Train from 6 to 8, right? And now you go home, you shower, you eat dinner, you go to bed, you wake up, you do it again, right? Those are 2 sessions, right? Now imagine you wake up at 3, you train at 4, you go 4 to 6, come home, breakfast, relax, blah, blah, blah. Now you're back at it again, 9 to 11, you relax, and now all of a sudden you're back at it again, 2 to 4. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4.
Don't separate yourself from your family. But there's a lot of times that your family doesn't see the same things that you see and the same things that you believe in. They've had a certain way of doing things. My family, very supportive, but to them, success was working for an institution that you got a paycheck every single 2 weeks, you got paid vacation, you got a 401k. That was their definition of success and happiness.
If we wouldn't have had his body, we would have had to build one. So all of a sudden, my body became an asset, not a liability. The same thing was with Terminator. After we were finished filming Terminator, Jim Cameron said to the press, if Arnold wouldn't have had that accent and talked like a machine, I think the movie wouldn't have worked. So think about that. The body and the accent that they attacked was an asset. I didn't listen to them at all, because that's exactly the way it was in politics again, when everyone said no, 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 and it can't be done, and then became governor of California. And this is with everything like that. This is just the reality of it, is that you cannot listen to the naysayers. So when someone says, no, this is a stupid idea, you in your mind, you don't have to say it, but in your mind just say to yourself, fuck you, you're an asshole.
The best people to introduce jiu-jitsu to people is like Jeff Glover, right? Who's 150 pounds, skinny guy, and he comes out and chokes you, big strong guy, 27 times in a row. They say, oh, maybe this stuff works. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing here. People look at me, they go, well, Jock was just hardcore. Yeah. No, not just me. Look at you. You're the one that did it. You went through a much bigger transition than I've ever gone through in my life. I say you embrace what you learned from the weekdays. Let them make you even stronger, and you use your own personal transformation that you've made in life, use that to help other people transform and get on the path as well.
It's a dream come true, brother. You know what I'm saying? I want to say, Salamat sa Dios. Thank God. Gracias a Dios. Alhamdulillah. God gave me everything. This would not have been possible without the Spirit. I want to go ahead and give a message to the children. Believe in yourself. Don't fear failure. Dream big. Work hard. Stay positive. Enjoy the journey.
But now there are times, unfortunately, that you have to address things. And when you do it professionally. And you do it, your goal is to disarm them. Because remember that this negative person inside, they probably want the confrontation. That's what they want. And so, you say something like, hey, I heard you had some critique points for me about how I'm doing my job. If I'd love to get your feedback so I can tighten up my game. So you just disarm them a little bit. And something like that will likely diffuse the scenario a little bit. And, hopefully the people will the person will understand that there are other people that are telling you what's going on. It'll kind of put them in check and stifle the situation. But the preferred methodology for this situation for me is quite simple. And that is ignore and outperform them.
I wanted to run out of that tunnel for my dad. To prove to everyone that I worked.
What?
That I was somebody.
Oh, you are so full of crap. In this lifetime, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself. And after what you've gone through, if you haven't done that by now, it ain't gonna never happen. Still not a week goes by, I don't regret it. And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
If you quit, it's really easy to predict your future. How's that feel? But if you don't quit, if you go for it, with no proof, you can't quantify it. People are going to call you crazy. Your friends are going to look at you sideways. But you'll have the opportunity to play in the game. Stop sitting on the sidelines. And you might fail for a while. And you might have to pay your success tax. And you might have to go through 7 failures, 9 failures, 12 failures. You might be sleepless at night wondering why the heck you're doing it. But on the other side of that, you get to see who you're meant to be, who God designed you to be, and tap into your full potential, and there's nothing better.
What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to forgo? Because a lot of people, like this guy came in one time, I was a trainer, and he goes, man, I can stop doing anything but my frappuccinos. Because I'm looking for that person like me. People, it's hard for people to understand how I lost 106 pounds in less than 3 months. I sat down at the table and I said to myself, what are you willing to give up? And when people come to me with that kind of mindset, I can work with you. When you are willing to strip yourself down to nothing and give everything, that's who I want to work with. Because now I can mold you into exactly who you want to be. When you put these restrictions up, and that's why my first question is, how bad do you want this? We all have time. We all have time. What you've done wrong is that you didn't prioritize yourself. You didn't prioritize that, look, motherfucker, I got to get up and win this war today against myself. Unreal how much time you waste during the day. And most of it is on these fucking computers, phones, Instagramming back and forth, whatever the fuck you call it shit nowadays, tweeting and texting and shit. We waste so much time on our little gadgets. It's unreal. And we talk about we have no time. If you really you have to take your day and write down this one day. Everything you do, write that down. And you're like, my God, I am wasting so much time on frivolous bullshit. It's not even funny. I mean, it will, if it doesn't infuriate you, it should. Because there's so much time. I can't get it in. Look at your schedule. You just wasted 7 hours today on bullshit. I mean, and you don't have an hour a day to try to get something in for yourself. I guarantee everybody can find an hour.
Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen, no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up no matter what. Because God is always coming. He's never too late. At your worst moment, look man, when they told me I had to be in New York, I saw no way I could get there. But that God though, he make the phone ring. I end up in Florida, I make $300. Then I go to New York, I make $750. Almost got $1,000.
Some people can sit around and wait for the opportunity to change like this, and then they get the fuck up. Some people strike when that iron's hot. Other people just keep on striking until the fucking blade's so hot it slices through anything. Some people get up in the middle of a snowstorm or a rainstorm, pushes through, listen to their pride, not their ego. And what happens? The sun comes out, birth of a new day, new opportunities. We're living. We're not waiting for it to pass by. I said it 1,000 times in this workout, guys. Your greatest moment, your greatest hour will be right after your worst hour of despair. Because in that worst hour of despair, who are you? Who are you? You're no one.
Because the list that I had to live by was the very list that was to get me at this table with you, to talk to you, to the normal human beings which I once was, about how you can get somewhere and how it looks. It looks very ugly. There's no fucking passion. There's no fucking motivation. There's no, oh my God, man, no. It's every day of your life just doing. No passion. No discipline, no motivation. Yeah, all these words, I hate that so many people fucking use these words now because it's watered. Someone's sitting in a room by themselves and they figure themselves out and say, God, this is gonna fucking suck. Where's passion when you're 300 pounds? Where's the motivation when you can't read and write? Where is it? So how did this happen? I just fucking did. I just did.
Everyone does a few reps where the burn starts and they stop. No one goes the extra mile and keeps going. Like no one's in here right now. Why? Because it's Saturday evening, everyone's going to party, no one's in here, just me. You know, no one goes the extra mile. The thing about traffic jams, guys, there are no traffic jams in the last mile of the race. In the beginning, everybody's there. All the pretenders and the contenders, they're all there. But the last yard of life, the last mile of the journey, ain't nobody but you and your shadow. Traffic jams don't exist that far, because everyone else has already given up. That's what I like too, the mental concept. I'm going that far. I love the physical high of the burn being released. I love the mental high that I can improve myself. I love the mentality.
So the level of fear that he inspired in others was insane. Wow. And I would tell him, I said, when I face him, we're gonna go at it. He says, oh, you don't wanna do that. I'm like, what? Man, you don't know me, man. And so when we matched up, I think he understood that. And you know, when I was 18, my first year, he got the best of me a bunch of times. I was right there the next play. You're not intimidating me, I'm not going anywhere. And I think he saw that level of respect, because I think he was the same way at 18 years old. And that common bond is what I think, where our connection was built.
I mean, like, you can make as much money as you want. You can be anywhere, any parts of the world. There are some places in America that you gotta live in America to make money. This company, you can live wherever you wanna live and make money. Imagine how many people we can help who are in poverty through this if we went up another 30, 40%. But do you know some people in your life that you felt like, man, I wish I could help get to this level? Or some people in my community that I could help get to this level? I got on the plane. I wish they were on the plane with me. The longer you keep people, more money, more money, more money. The longer you keep people, more influence, more influence. The longer you keep people, more impact, more impact. Does that make sense? That's the goal. Great things happen the longer you stay together. So we've been together 20 years. We killing the game. Not because we're the best, not because we had a lot of money, not because we had a great family, but there's power in unity.
I just put the work in. You know, I don't slack off. 365 days a year, 24/7. I'm getting better. You know, that's what it's about. This game is about growth. I find that a lot of mixed martial artists, or a lot of athletes, period, get to a stage where they are happy with their ability, and then it's about maintenance. It's about showing up at the gym. It's about getting hard rounds in. It's about getting miles on the road in. But really, their skill level is not growing. The skill level is staying the same, and then throughout time, their body is deteriorating. Throughout wars in the gym, throughout wars in the octagon, they deteriorate. Whereas I feel I train smart. I listen to my body, and this is only my second fight back from ACL. It's been under a year since ACL surgery. I've had 2 fights, 2 first-round finishes. Would you doubt me? You probably did, but would you doubt me now?
That's the one thing I realized. I walked around and I put these people on a fucking pedestal. Everybody was better than me. So I can't tell you anything about me because you're going to judge me and I'm going to feel even worse than what I am. What I realized, once I calmed my mind down and sat back and looked at how jacked up this world is, once you realize that you are not alone, everybody that's talking to you about how jacked up you are, only thing they've done better than you is they've hidden their fucked up world better than you have. That's all they've done. So once I realized that, if you want to sit back, like for instance, there's all these things that are on TV, and we have all these news people judging people who fuck up in life. Yeah, they made big mistakes, but that person who is judging you on TV, I guarantee you that news person is saying, I'm glad that my shit didn't come out, but I'm gonna judge the hell out of you. I know that about people. So if you want to sit back and judge how jacked up I was and how messed up my life was, Merry Christmas, go for it. Have a good time.
You figure that out along the way. Just get involved. Stay moving forward. Don't be stagnant. Don't allow that pond just to sit there in your backyard, you know, with no movement. What is that pond? That's stagnant water. What grows in stagnant water? Algae and shit. Mosquitoes come and infest on that shit. No one wants to come to your house and look at that shit. It smells like ass to get bitten. You know, that's a bad day. You know, put a sprinkler on that motherfucker. Get some flow in that thing so it smells good, looks good. It's a visual oasis, soothing to the ear and the eye. Now it's a good pond. I know it sounds like whatever, but that is it. That's life. That's someone who believes in themselves or who doesn't believe in themselves. And that's the birth of every success. And that success is just showing up, guys. Just showing up.
Focus on you until the focus is on you, bro. I know that, you know, we want the focus to be on us today. But if we put the focus on ourselves, like me, putting the focus on me, giving myself everything I need to be successful, giving myself everything I need to be competitive, giving myself everything I need to be the catch, to be the prize, that's what I'm gonna do. When you focus on doing that, fellas, and you don't pay no mind to nothing else outside of your control, you don't pay attention to them paying attention to you. When you stop doing that, I promise you, that's when the focus and the attention is gonna be paid on you, bro. I promise you.
What if you could influence someone before you even met them? Is that possible? They're not even in your presence. Yes, there is one way to do that, by creating a brand. Now, I don't care whether you own a company or you work for someone else. If you aren't consciously creating a brand, you are not going to move up. In a company, in your own company, with your clients, what is a brand? A brand is the power to influence somebody before you open your mouth.
What the hell are we all waiting for to start attacking life? Waiting for the fucking stars to align? Back when I was growing up, the song came out. All I need is a miracle. Well, guess what? That miracle ain't coming. There is no perfect time to start. You gotta start now with changing your life. We're all being tested in life. And guess what? This is one test you can't cheat on. We all have our own test. Some of us are obese. Some of us are depressed. Some of us are insecure. In the military, we had this big old rucksack on the back. Had batteries, water, extra gear. Your extra gear is the shit you're dealing with in life. And the only way to overcome it is for you and you alone to face it. You have to do your best work when you're the least motivated. So those days you don't want to do it, guess what you gotta do? You gotta set.
Are some people lazy because their life is boring? They don't have a target. They don't have something they're going after, right? So laziness is stemmed from boredom, right? If you look at bitter people, why are some people bitter? Why are they so bitter? Because they're not creating anything. They're not building something new. They're not creating, so they get bitter and upset and agitated about everybody else that's trying to create something, right? How do you measure somebody that's the hungriest? You know what's the number one way you measure somebody that's hungry? Very simple. Their sense of urgency. That's simple. Let me explain to you why. So people say, wow, you have no idea how hungry I am. Really? Yeah. What'd you do about it today? Oh, not today, but tomorrow I'm gonna, you ain't hungry, man. You just think you're hungry. You are not hungry. You may be hungry to go eat lunch. You may be hungry to go have dinner. Fine, I'll give that to you. You ain't hungry to compete in the marketplace.
My message needs to be in a way where I can hit all 25 people. It needs to be broad enough to where all 25 people may not like the message, but they're getting something from it. And that is evolution. You must continue to evolve. And you don't evolve, for me, in my job, unless I cap myself somewhere and say, okay, you made this much money, get back to fucking work. It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk, get off the podcast, don't be on social media too much, cut out all the fucking noise, get back to the fucking mental lab, because that's where the knowledge came from. So for me, I must cap myself so I can come back with better, more unique knowledge. That's why people buy the books I have, because it's not cookie cutter. It's real knowledge.
There's so many times in life you don't want to be doing what the fuck you're doing. You can't just fucking quit. Remember this isn't a hobby. This isn't a fucking joke. It's a fucking lifestyle. So what you say to yourself is important. There's no fucking coach. There's no trainer to keep you going. It's only you. So think about this. You've been working your whole life to get a fucking seat at the table. The seat at the table is you want to be the best amongst all the best people in your fucking career field. So you finally get that letter. It's steak, lobster. It's a big dinner. Everybody's showing up, dressed to the nines. Make sure you show up soaking wet for fucking getting after it, working out hard, towel around your neck. You respect the event. So make sure you put that towel over that nice chair so you don't fuck it up. The whole thing is this. Don't say a word. Stay uncommon amongst uncommon people. You're never done. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. Stay hard.
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living." Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything except my faith. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit.
It's necessary, if you're going to compete today, that you look for ways to amaze your customers by being one of those individuals that keep your commitments, that keep your word, that's relentless. It's necessary as you work with the people that you bring into your organization, because you model integrity and determination and ambition and truth and honesty and the way in which you conduct business. The next step is, that is you. That is you. That no one can do it for you but you. And even though you face disappointments, even though you will experience some setbacks, it goes with the territory. You must understand that.
That's why I wanted to come on here today. I didn't want to come on here and talk about no fucking passion and purpose and how to get the fuck out of bed and how to hit a fucking alarm clock and all this catchphrase bullshit. That wasn't how I lived. That wasn't how I lived. I woke up like every human being does and goes, fuck, man, I'm a fucking piece of shit today. How the hell is this gonna work out for me? And you fight that. You don't override it. No override button. It's the conversation in your head. So how do you do that? We don't have enough of these conversations about the real conversation that every human being is having. And they have no idea how to get out of it, but they do. It's that shit right there, man. You gotta build your will. How do you build your will?
I'm unbeatable. I'm totally and completely, unequivocally unbeatable.
But you didn't know that before, right?
No, I didn't know how unbeatable, because I had never been beaten that badly. It's like a fighter. Just look at it as a fight. There's plenty of times you go in the ring, you fancy the job. You're unbeatable.
Yeah.
It's all in the head. Other times you go in the ring, think, this geezer's too good for me. You've lost before you start. Over a period of time, you learn a little bit more about yourself because you have more experience in different circumstances. Then you find out what you really are. I found out I'm unbeatable. I can't be beat. This is impossible. You can dent me. You can damage me. You're never, ever going to beat me. I'm too happy not to exist.
You try to fit in and you try to do what other people want. You try to not stand out so people make fun of you. Mm-hmm. You know, but then you get to a point where you're like, fuck, I don't want to be a people pleaser. I tried to be a people pleaser in college, early part of my pro career. And then I realized I couldn't be all things to all people all the time. You know, and I had to learn some tough lessons through that and create some healthy boundaries. And then with those healthy boundaries, I said, okay, this is how I'm going to approach this part of my life. Not everyone gets to come inside the ropes with me. You know, I got to build some ropes for myself and make sure that I have enough time for myself that I could be centered in certain ways, even though sometimes I feel like I get outside of those boundaries myself and I have to recalibrate too. I'm trying to be all things to all people and I go, okay, God, that didn't work. You know, I'm exhausted. You know, how do I find some peace and quiet in my own home to, you know, get to a better place where I can approach the world with less volatility?
we became something that we're not, okay? And that's why it's very important to remind yourself of who you are, remember who you are. I came out here today because there's things in my life that I realize that labels are being stuck upon my life and my heart that I am not. Personally, that the world tried to give me, that failure tried to give me, that people tried to give me. And some of us, what we do, we become the pain that other people give us. What we do is we become the depression that the world tries to give us. What we do is we become the insecurities that comparison of our life tries to give us. And we become that. And we start to feel less like ourselves. We start to feel not motivated. We start to feel not inspired. We start to feel depressed. And then you get this COVID-19 stuff that's going on, and it starts to attack our immune system, our mental health. And before we know it, we don't know who we are. Before we know it, we become something that we're not. And so many people in this world, they're living a life that's not theirs. And what I mean by that is that they're living the life that someone else gave them. They're living the life that pain gave them. They're living the life that depression gave them. They're living the life that a failed dream gave them. And they end up becoming that. That is not your identity, people.
And this here applies to when people are playing office politics or forming their little cliques or working their personal agendas. And again, I know sometimes you have to play those games, but let your first course of action, let the fundamental core of your reaction be to outwork and outperform every last one of them.
They're not mindful of what they're putting in their body. They're not mindful of anything. We depend on the media. We depend on this world to take care of us. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not some conspiracy theory, but it's just facts. Ain't nobody going to take care of your life like you. Ain't nobody going to take care of you. So if you're looking for somebody to save you, besides Christ, if you're a believer, if you're looking for somebody to save you, people ain't going to come save you. And we're expecting, like we're waiting for someone to come save us. You have to do your part in taking care of your life. You have to do your part in taking care of your mental health. I've said this a million times over the last month. This virus has the power to destroy you mentally before it ever touches you physically. There's millions of people that will be infected by this virus that will never test positive. How does that work, Trent? I'm not talking about the physical part of this virus. I'm talking about injected with fear. I'm talking about injected with worry. The unemployment rate is at an all-time high. So injected with stress, injected with sadness, injected with a lot of things that are destroying you mentally. And when you break down mentally, everything else breaks down.
My goal actually is pushing the rock. Pushing the rock that pushes me. That makes me tougher. That makes me harder. It gives me much more than I give it. I want to struggle. I want to grind and claw and scratch, and I want to dig in and I want to push. And I don't want it to end. If I ever got the rock to the top of the mountain and it stayed there, I'd push it back down myself. I don't want to rest, and I don't want to coast. And I don't want to reach a point in my life where I say, that's it, I've done enough. Inspire me to drive and push more and to push harder. That's what that rock does to me. So I say, dig in and get to pushing.
If you feel like you're performing well, you're physically healthy, you're getting all the work done that you need to do, you're a naturally more of a late night, late morning type person, I'd run with it. If you were telling me, yeah, sometimes I get up, sometimes I don't, sometimes I work late, sometimes I don't, don't work out every day, sometimes I feel groggy. If you were telling me that kind of thing, I'd say, okay, pick a time and start waking up at that time every day. It doesn't have to be 4:40, it could be 8 o'clock, could be 7 o'clock, it doesn't matter. It could be 11 o'clock, but try and go to bed around the same time and try and wake up around the same time. And that's gonna be a great foundation for everything that you're doing. I would say when you wake up in the morning, do some kind of exercise, because I think that is very helpful in getting your day started correctly.
It might seem like that's an unwinnable battle, but really to me, it's not about winning. It's the battle itself. It's the struggle. It's the daily test. That's what life's about. Not just physically, but mentally. Getting that rock to the top of the mountain. That's not what my goal is. My goal actually is pushing the rock, because pushing the rock, that pushes me. That makes me tougher. That makes me harder mentally and physically.
I hear that I'm over 40, I'm pushing 50, whatever. Back off, not happening. In fact, I'm stepping it up. I'm training harder, eating cleaner. I'm training more. I'm learning and reading and studying more now than I ever have in my whole life. Do I get dinged up? Of course I do. Do I take some injuries? Yeah. You know what? No factor. Deal with them. You know what? You know what I hear? I hear the clock ticking. ticking. That's what I hear. And the end is nigh, and time waits for no man.
The more we attach ourselves to our desires, the more we're victim to them. The more we're victim to the outcome. You know, you want something so bad, so bad, so bad, and you start attributing that desire to who you are. You start allowing that something to become you, rather than being an expression of what you want. Then once you don't get it, once you don't get something you want, once you put all your effort in, you're left in a place where you feel like either one, you're not worth it, you weren't worth it, or you can't do something. And I feel like any sort of negativity in the realm of our desires and dreams and aspirations should be kicked to the curb. You can do everything you want to do, but you can't, I mean, you can, but you shouldn't hold those expectations as a part of who you are, because who you are isn't the expression.
One doesn't expect to get from life what one has already learned it cannot give. Rather, one begins to see that life is a kind of sowing time, and the harvest is not yet here.
When you do the hard things, you will have a happy and easy life. But if you constantly choose to take the path of easy and negotiate and compromise, you will have a hard life that ends with regret. So I'm here to tell you that if you live a no compromise life, if you become unreasonable in your expectations, find a group of fighter jets to belong to and no more fucking crop dusters, you will become the 2.0 that you deserve to become and that your family deserves to have as a leader.
They get into something, they pour 3 years into it. After the end of 3 years, they're like, this is so hard. I want to do something else. So they say, I'm going to start something else completely different. They go over here, they put 3 years in, and after 3 years, they're like, this is hard. I don't want to do this. I want to start something else. And then they do that again for 3 more years. Now that's 9 years of your life. Okay, we don't have unlimited opportunity here. And by the way, the person who started the same day you did, they have 9 years of experience now.
That's the thing. All I'm doing is sparking the awareness in others to go, why not? Why can't I create? Why can't I start? Why can't I be a business? Why can't I be a CEO? Why can't I be a tech guru? Why can't I fucking create cooking products, lotions, scents? There's so much that some people just don't understand they can do. Because I never was content with doing just 1, 2, or 3. Why not?
The handle being the long part is what it takes and how much work you have to do. And that is very long. And once you get to where you start to see results, the results go up very, very quick. And that is the same way that your success is going to work. It's the same way your life is going to work. And you just have to understand this is the way it is, and you're going to have to bear through it. And eventually you'll acclimate to it. And all these things that feel like you're not in balance or you're not doing it right will go away, and it'll just feel normal. And you'll actually discover that you're really not even pushing that hard. And then if you're ambitious enough, you'll even push harder than that.
There's always a thread of where you are to where you desire to be at. No matter in what situation, there's never not a way, or else you wouldn't feel it, or else you wouldn't have a desire for it, but it wouldn't even be in your consciousness. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a desire to go to Saturn because that's just not in my thing, right? But I have a desire to, the things that I've had a desire to, I always knew that there was a way. So always know that no matter what opportunity you're in, against the impossible odds or against odds, whatever it is, you always have your way to get to where you are. There's always a thread leading you. Never be down and out and think that it's impossible. It's really not. I mean, Mission Impossible is a movie where he defines impossible missions, but my point is like, there's nothing that's impossible for you. It's all meant for you, and it's up to you.
Move towards that challenge and go attack it. And you may be successful and you may not be successful, but you will be better. And the next challenge, you're gonna be more prepared for. And the next challenge after that, you're gonna be even more prepared for. And you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and then you're gonna win. And that's life.
So if you see the vision, the imagination, but you don't ask God for it, what you want him to do? He showed it to you. Faith without works is dead. So now you got to put in work. All of y'all sitting in here, you want a better life, correct? All you got to do is start. Why not? Who gonna stop you?
Get serious. That's number one. I don't know any substitute for that. You've really got to get serious. You don't have to be grim, but you must be serious. I know a guy that's got a half a dozen jokes keeping him from becoming wealthy. He's not known as rich. He's known as a joker. To go from average to fortune, you must get serious. And you must get serious about 2 very important things. Number 1 is setting your goals and where you want to go. Designing the next 5, the next 10 years is so vitally important. What do you want to do economically? Where do you want to go? What do you want to be? What would you like to have? What would you like to share? How far would you like to go? Those are some major questions to ask. And for that all to work out like you want it to for the next 5 or 10 years, in my personal opinion, you've got to get serious.
All my life, it was on my hands, not inside my heart. It was never inside my heart. No, what you want? All week you was work hard. End of the week, if you don't tired, this is good question. You have to worry about yourself. But this is Saturday. Your 6th day, you work so hard. Of course, you're gonna tired. Tomorrow rest, and Monday we're gonna begin one more training. If you don't want, go back to Dagestan and stay with your mom. She gonna give you every day good breakfast. You don't do nothing. You wanna become best. You wanna become champion. And now you wanna say like you tired. Who cares? You tired or not? Nobody care about you.